Howdy, hey, everyone. And this is your rare guest star pony tuber who is 30 plus years old that you need in your life or not. It has been, I feel like I've said this before. Have you ever dealt with deja vu before where you're just constantly saying the same thing over and over again? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I was looking at my voice recordings. I was like, man, there's so much I want to talk about. And I see I got over 8 hours of sleep. In total, I slept for 6 hours. Spent some time with a special someone, and that I took me a little 2.5 hour nap. Food's on its way, so I figured why not get back to streaming. I'm not gonna apologize that I didn't stream for a bit because if you know, you know. There's my cash up there. Donate if you will. All the proceeds will go straight towards my family member who is now recovering and should be home sometime this week. So thank you all so much for the prayers and understanding. What should I talk about today? There's so much I need to discuss. Hmm. Let's just go down the line, shall we? Should we talk about our truth and the question of whether WWE is secretly discriminatory or not? Should we talk about more myths from elders that have been debunked? Should I talk about how my week's been? A part two to whether or not I may or may not go to plurality? I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out. I postponed my Dune streams for this, so let's get started. I say we should start off with the R Truth scenario because in all my years of being a wrestling fan, I have never seen this much backlash over a firing or release, whatever people want to sugarcoat and say it is. He's no longer with WWE. It is tragic, especially when you have someone as loyal as him who literally has cleaned up their life, who is a lot happier, who is an inspiration to kids, adults, to those with disabilities. It's really interesting to me why they would let someone like him go. It's not like he asked for his release. They just said, yeah, you're gone. No send off, no tribute plan, just goodbye. Well, my response to that is I have a reason to not watch WWE this week. See, my responses are simple and to the point. You know, just yeah, that happened. It's terrible. For my what was it, the rest of role play, I'm gonna do a special dedication to R Truth. Heck, I'm gonna get in the VR chat, see if I can find an R Truth avatar. And that's what we're gonna do. And that's that. So I'm actually possibly gonna make some more tea. Probably call the doctor, see if I can get some medicine or something. Cause surprise, surprise, I think I got a little bit of I won't say science effects, but I got something because of the constant weather change here in Ohio. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. There's been a lot of talk about WWE and racism. And all I'm gonna say is one thing and one thing only. No shit. When you look at who supports WWE and when you see who they voted for, no one, and I mean no one, should be shocked by any of this. And it's like what I told a lot of my friends. This is just legal discrimination. So they are slowly picking apart who they feel isn't a worthy asset to them anymore, and they just find someone else. It's systematic racism at its finest. The fact that a lot of people are shocked by this. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked by R-Truth being released. Um, Out of all of them, to be honest, it's just all it is. Just these companies are showing their true colors. I listen to a lot of YouTubers and are very upset about it, especially in the black community, and I get it. Your frustrations, your anger is valid. I mean, for me personally, I'm just gonna not watch WWE at all this week. I don't need to. No reason to. There's nothing going on. There's not even anything going on in AEW except for MJF joining the Hurt Syndicate. So maybe I'll see a little segment there, but that's it. Everything else just doesn't really make any lick of sense. You know, Trick Williams beating Joe Henry for the TNA title. I mean, it's cool they had a match, but it's like, huh? It's just odd to me how other promotions understand black culture, understand, the significance of everyone who works hard enough getting a push. But WWE is the only company that gets stuck. And what really irks me, especially with the black community, and yes, I can say it because I'm black, mixed with Native American, is that they still fend for Vince. After what this man has done, after what he did to those women, after a lot of people, came out and stated how they felt about Vince and Kenny McMahon, they still are up in the fence. Well, it's because he helped create the company. Well, as the old saying goes, two wrongs don't make a right. But to some of these folks, they just don't get it. Am I shocked and disappointed that Vince and Kenny McMahon did what he did? Yes. Am I grateful for everything that Vince and Kenny McMahon has done? Yes. Do I still believe that man can change through therapy and do, the word? Yes. However, we cannot excuse his behavior. And Triple H acting like this is no shock. Birds of a feather flock together. Now, to everyone wanting to get Stephanie McMahon in on this, I can assure you that Stephanie McMahon left that company for a reason. Alright? If anything, she is pro women. She is pro black. She is pro LGBTQ. So the fact that people are making allegations against Triple H's wife, back off, man. You're talking about someone who literally, is against what's going on in the world right now. Like, we're talking about someone that will march beside you at a Black Lives Matter rally. Not, because it benefits her. No, because she actually believes in helping people. I mean, there's no stories about her being racist because, funny enough, that woman was raised to be diverse. And yes, Linda McMahon makes certain decisions, but do you want to know why? Because of her husband. Whatever decision her husband makes, she makes too. It's unity. She's around the same age as her husband. She's been dogged out by him for a while. You honestly think that she wants to, die alone? That's why she's just going with the flow because she has no choice. So, I'm not excusing her behavior for the whole, comments that she made about school teachers and everything because that's completely unacceptable and shocking. But when you have to factor in on everything, look at their age range. Look at when they were born. Look at all what transpired during those years, and you will see why this happens. Look at how old Triple H is, and you gotta understand there's gonna be some old mentality of Triple H that's gonna be hard to break. Old habits are hard to break. Because if you live in a household and your family is like that, the fact that everyone is so mad at Triple H is just baffling to me. He's just showing who he is. He's just showing how he always been. He's just repeating what he saw. And the man Triple H is really trying to break away from that. But as you can see, it's hard for him. It's really, really hard for him to break out of that. That's why he's saying all of this on TV because he knows. He doesn't want to keep being repeated about his past, about being part of Blue Blood and saying all this stuff and doing blackface. A lot of those wrestlers do not want to be reminded about that. Just like ICP doesn't want to be reminded for their anti-LGBTQ comments that they made in the past. It's not fair when people constantly keep being brought up about things that happened in the past, especially when they are trying to move forward in the future. You know, because we've all done it. We've all slipped and said something silly, especially as 90s folks. So come on, 90s folks. Don't act like that. Don't act like you never slipped and said anything derogatory. Yes, you did. Because South Park did it, Family Guy did it, and I believe Simpsons did it, and we all joined in because we thought it was what? Funny. Now, will we do this IRL to someone? No. We just saw it was like, haha, this is funny. So it's not about, oh, people are snowflakes or whatnot. It's just, you know, it's just human nature. This is a learning experience. Racism is awful. It will forever be awful. But it is also a learning experience because you are learning what happens when we use our words unwisely. We cannot continue to act like, oh, we will never say this because you're a liar. You are a fluffing liar if you sit here in front of your little fancy camera and act as if you never said anything derogatory or racist when you were young because you didn't know any better. I'm not defending, people. I'm just saying it is human nature for people to make these kind of mistakes or to say these kind of things and to get called out for it. It's going to take Triple H and Vincent K. McMahon and many others a long time to break from that. Racism is something that you cannot break from. If you are surrounded by that throughout your life, that is something that's going to take years of therapy. That's going to take years of prayer. That's going to take years of healing and just meditation and being around different groups of people to understand why racism and discrimination has its consequences. So when I hear about this, I hear people, but I only have one question for you all. And if you take offenses, that's perfectly fine. Who's in office? That's the only question that I ask my fellow brothers and sisters of my same race. And they have their heads down every time. And I look at them and I say, don't be ashamed. Learn from this. You should not be shocked with everything that's going on right now. Have you not been paying attention to the executive orders and whatnot? Remember, you know who's in office. So any of this shouldn't be a shock to you. Because one thing I have to respect about Donald J. Trump, when he says something, he means it. Now, some may say, oh, well, he's not really like that. It's just his supporters. It's just administration. If that's the case, why isn't he fighting back against it? Why is he just letting it happen? You want to know who is President Donald J. Trump's biggest supporters? The WWE. They don't have to follow DEI anymore. So if they want to let go of certain wrestlers, they can. I know this may hurt Shawn Michaels. I know this may hurt wrestlers, but again, who's in office? What goes at the top trickles down. So when I hear about all this, it's no shock to me. I deal with discrimination and racism all the time. I deal with it on a daily basis in the furry community. I deal with individuals who look at me funny or judge me, and they love to hit their little block, ban, and kick button. They like to secretly discriminate against me, secretly judge me. It happens, you know. This whole they take our culture. Come on, man. We already know. This is stuff that we already know. You know, Kanye West going on talking about when you wear their pain, they want to destroy you. It's always been that way. The question is, when are you finally going to wake up to it? What's going to be your plan after these next 4 years? Are you going to have a career, get your body in shape, learn more about the system, get out of the system? Or are you going to continue to talk about how this isn't fair? We live in a world where you create your own business and you can make your own money however you want. WWE aren't the big top dogs anymore. You don't have to deal with them. I have seen what the American people of all races can do when they don't like something or they see something as unjust. They will pull their money out and go somewhere else. You did it with AEW. The reason why you all flock back to WWE is just the reason why people flock back to TikTok. It's because there's certain people that you want to support. If there's no reason to support a certain platform, it's because you don't see a benefit and you don't see those that you truly care about. That is just the reality of it. Everyone has a reason why they do things, and it's not always for the reason that you think. I have seen people in the furry community, right? I'm just using as an example, who pick and choose who they want to support. That's not what we represent. We're supposed to support, help everyone. And when we see one of our brothers and sisters fall, regardless of race and gender sexuality, we help them. We get them, we provide them with tips. And then we leave them alone until they get themselves back together. This whole block this person, ban this person, kick this person, exile this person, that's what creates division. That's not unity. That's not what the community stands for. That's not what the creator of the furry community died for. You know? And just going back to wrestling, that's not, what wrestling's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be divided. It's not supposed to be WWE. It's not supposed to be divided. WWE is an old company that's been around for a long time. So they're going to have old ways. They're learning. They're trying to break away. That's why they keep saying WWE Universe and whatnot. Some of them are literally trying to break away from that. It's hard. When you start racism, when you are surrounded by those who are racist, it is difficult to break it. When people say the N word, right? They always look at me for a reaction. And I look at them and say, this is just who you are, and they get quiet. I'm not going to sit here and lecture them about Black history. They know. They don't care. Now, to those who truly don't know, I will take the time to educate them. But to those who do know, and the excuse they use is, well, I'm Japanese or I'm Chinese or, I'm half this. Let's see how far that takes you. People can say all this stuff because you're young. But when you're older, it's a whole different story. You will look back at everything that you say and be like, why did I say that? That's what's happening with Ric Flair. That's why when a lot of these old wrestlers, they look back and they're saying, why? Oh, I just wish somebody would just reach out to me and just smack the taste out of my mouth. That's what happens when you feel like you're unstoppable. I've always had a deep-rooted concern. If I was going to say hatred, no. Hatred for what they do, yes, but a deep-rooted concern for those who are rich. It seems to be like an endless pattern for them where they rise to the top. They either stay at the top and become corrupted, or they start to fall, or they just completely fall off. And what happens to those that fall off? They abandon them. They don't help them. They look at them like they're a lost cause. Can someone explain to me what the whole point of WWE calling one another a universe when we're still seeing the same stuff over and over again? I personally think the reason why they let R-Truth go is because they're ashamed. They're trying to erase and they're trying to reform. So when they see R-Truth and they see that, oh, all we have them doing is dancing, jiving, and whatnot, and you know, there's nothing really that we have planned for them. So unfortunately, we gotta let them go. But because of the history of WWE and a lot of the secrets leaked about a lot of these legends, that's why a lot of people, when you say WWE, they just look at you and say, oh, that's cool. A lot of people that I talked about WWE, they only support certain wrestlers. Everyone else, they look at them and say, oh, whatever. I heard he was this, I heard he was that. We don't reach out, try to help these people. We don't reach out, try to educate them. We just tear them down. Tear them down. Bring up people's past. Triple H needs to address his past. He needs to talk about, what's really going on. If he admits and says, man, I was around racist parents, yes, he's going to receive backlash. But that's where the healing starts. Healing doesn't start because you keep hiding. If you're a racist, man, you know who's in office. Say what you got to say. Just say what you got to say. Because it's the only way you're going to get better. It's the only way you're going to heal. A lot of racist people are hurt because this is just what they're taught. They're taught this. You can't fix this. You can address it. You can bring it to their attention, but it's up to them after they receive the therapy, the help, and the prayers. It's up to them to want to change. That's why a lot of people need to stop praising certain people and they need to see them for where they're at. This isn't a time to judge and destroy and whatnot. This is the time to really look at people, see them who they are, and show empathy, man. I personally feel like a lot of folks that have blocked, banned, or whatever, I feel it is a fear-induced response because we fear what we don't understand. When I hear the reasons why I was banned from certain groups, I laugh because they are so petty and it's all based off of miscommunication. Like I remember I heard, what was it? One of my friends, they unfriended me and all that stuff because they said they were scared. They said, "Oh, I thought you were gonna yell at me and da da da." And I looked at them and I said, "Why would you think that?" But that just shows you, not towards them, but to some of them, the cowardice of individuals who go up in the ranks, but when they have to face the person that they didn't treat right, it's ugly. I don't have to worry about that. I don't. People know that if I ever unfriend them, they know it's because it is something they've done. I don't have to explain myself. They already know. Because one thing about me is that I will tell you and I will let you, I will give you hints that this is what it's going to lead up to if you don't get it together. Or something my spirit would say, let them go. WWE, Just like AEW, when it comes to booking, just like TNA, they're getting better. Life is all about learning. It's not about crucifying. This is unfortunate, what we're seeing. But we also have to ask ourselves, what's the next move? What's the next plan? Does that make sense? Because if we continue to keep talking about this, which we should, and don't have a plan to back it up so we keep our focus, they got us. I hear about it all the time. And all I can say to people is, let them hate you. However, show them up by not responding and doing you. That's how you win. Because if someone that's bigger than you has to use you as an example, it says a lot about you. And the reason why they pick you is because there's something about you that they secretly like, and they want it from you because they don't like themselves. They gotta use you as an example, and you've done nothing wrong. Be proud of that. That means there's something about themselves they do not like. Now, don't get this twisted here. Don't start walking around with an arrogant attitude like, ugh. WWE wanted to use R-Truth as an example, and it backfired. And they're going to regret this decision for the rest of their life. The WWE Universe is making it loud and clear. Even their good old boys is making it clear. This was the worst decision you could have ever made. You should have worked with him. And now everyone's banded together. Everyone's like, what's up? What's up? I wish we could get that in the furry community. And I definitely wish we could get that in the Sonic community. I wish we could get that in the Brony community. This is what I mean. And you know what's funny? That's the one thing I forgot to talk about in my issues I have with WWE. You know, the community. Is that they claim to be diverse, but yet it's the same thing over and over again. My fellow black brothers and sisters, smile. Because you are the prime example as to why companies succeed. So keep shining, keep planning, keep forming your own black-owned businesses and whatnot, and let them be mad. Let them be mad. Because apparently, we have something that they don't. So you have nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be upset about. Keep fighting, absolutely. Fight against the injustice. But understand this. They're going to forever and always try to emulate us. And that to me is funny. Because we're always going to be several steps ahead of them. Because they see that we can be just as intelligent, just as fast, just as immaculate, beautiful, and they can't stand it. And you want to know who knows this? A lot of them do. But the ones who have your back and are helping to fight with you, stick with them. No matter what. This is good that this stuff happens because it will continue to encourage black people and just in general. The reason why I say black people is because they're the only group that just doesn't seem to fully get it. I understood this when I was young because it was taught to me by my late grandparents and whatnot. But it seems to me this is the only group of people, and again, I can say this because I'm black and Native American, that just doesn't understand. Stick together. Fight together. Indians get it. The Hispanics get it, the Japanese and Chinese get it, but we're the only race that's stuck and doesn't get it. So when I hear stories about this and the outrage, I look and say, how long is this unity going to last? It needs to last forever, not just because something happened to one of our own. And it's the same thing when it comes to the furry community, especially on the black side. Where's the unity? Learn from this. Stop getting mad at the racism, because it's not going anywhere. Unify. Unity destroys racism and discrimination, whether it's systematic, legal, or illegal. And that's my take on what happened to R-Truth. What's up? People of the world to say, all little Jews got it here to say, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, my little Jimmies. Any questions? No? Well, there you go. Who knows what's going to happen next to the likes of Carmelo Hayes and what everyone's worried about. See, my response to that is they have options. WWE doesn't have to be the biggest wrestling company anymore. People choose for it to be the biggest wrestling company. All right. And speaking of wrestling, I figured that I'd go ahead and play two voice recordings. One would be my farewell speech for my 1.0, 2.0 models, and the other would be my promo. And then I also want to talk about how to deal with certain people who are just not all that kind to you. We're having ourselves a good time. You having yourself a good time? Have you eaten? Have you got yourself some exercise? Have you got yourself some fresh air? I did. I took the trash out. I was like, oh man, look at that beautiful fresh air. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Try out the Hunter X Hunter Nin X Impact game. I'm not gonna buy it per se, but it's definitely a good game, and I definitely recommend it. Alrighty, next up is my farewell speech, because my food's here. As I look at these two ponies, I see the following emotions: gratefulness, happiness, joy, peace. But I also notice torment, betrayal, chaos, lack, insignificance, and worst of all, guilt. These pony abbeys, they're a part of me, part of my life. They help change me, they help me mature to the human being that I am today. And while goodbyes are supposed to be long and drawn out, this one will be short but sweet. I want to apologize to anyone that I've ever hurt with these abbeys on. And I also want to thank those who allowed me to be what I am. and to inspire and to motivate you in the best way possible. I've been down this road before, but I will not lie, this one's going to actually hurt. Because the one thing that convinced me to say farewell to both of these versions of why people lie is when my girlfriend told me why the light is too bright. And I noticed that fear in her eyes. And when she told me that she suffers from epilepsy, that right there is what woke me up. People told me, oh, the Abbey blinds me, but they never told me that. That alone is why. I'm going to take my last few pictures. I'm going to do my last drink with this avatar because at approximately June 4th of 12 a.m., whether I'm speaking in future or past tense, both Abbeys will be gone. Both avatars will be deleted and they will never be brought back. And somewhere in the far future, the other Abbey will also be either privated or deleted as well. Because I want to move on. I want to start anew with my girlfriend. Because there's so much that I need to accomplish in this life. Yeah, I know I got 60, 68 so years left on this planet. But I want to make sure that I make it count. Those Abbeys, including the one that All Bad Badgers and Fun Time and Virtual Kenny have made and helped me with. They have all taught me a lot about myself, my shortcomings, and what I need to improve upon. If anybody is interested and want to see what the new version of the pony looks like, you may look at it and say, oh, it looks the same. But if you look closely into my eyes, you will see that there are some differences. Differences that not everyone will be able to see because they'll look at that and say, it's the same. But my girlfriend will let you know it's completely different. And while in the future, I definitely want to add more modifications to it, I'm going to be grateful for what I have. I am going to thank everyone that helped me with my pony Abbeys. That would be Euphoria. That will be All Bad Badgers. That will be Fun Time. That will be Virtual Kenny. And that'll be every single avatar maker who has provided free assets for us all to be able to use on our avatars. But rest assured that this week of Virality is going to be one of my biggest weeks yet. Because remember what I stated. I stated I was not going to be attending this, and I meant every single word. But one person convinced me otherwise. And she is the main reason why I'm attending Virality. She is the main reason why I personally will be making this decision. So my TikToks, my videos and whatnot are going to be different. A lot of what I do is going to be different. Certain activities that I used to do outside the stream will pretty much be slowly gone, slowly but surely precipitating to nothingness. But it's all good news for me because it is time to say goodbye to Why People Why and say hello to Wilkins. Oh, that gave me chills. Now for the official promo.
It is a beautiful, wonderful, fantastic virality week. My family member is healing. I'm feeling more rejuvenated than ever. Everything is finally making sense. Or is it? Because there's parts of my past that still linger on. But then I have to laugh and laugh and laugh because I have to remind myself for every ban or block that I receive, I don't know them IRL. They only know the character, but they don't know me. And sometimes when that happens, you have to remind yourself, they don't know you. They only know your character.
That's right.
That's it. They don't know nothing about you or your personality. They just know a character.
Wow.
They just know a personality. They just know a picture. And that right there, when I constantly keep reminding myself of that, it makes me smile the brightest even more than ever. Folks, I am beyond happy with my decision to finally get rid of the pony models and have a new one. It is one of the grandest decisions of my life. It's like getting rid of, 3-4 years of love yet pain at the same time. Of betrayal yet regret. Of being careful and also being careless. These Avies hold a lot more weight than you can ever imagine in your entire life. And once I finally get rid of them, my life is going to be a whole lot easier. Because it is finally time for it to be the end of why people why. It is time. It has been time for a while now.
About time.
I've made certain decisions, spent my money in things that I should and shouldn't have, and the opportunities that continue to be in my grasp that I let slip and some that I actually have taken with me, all to lead to either the grandest or the worst of consequences. The people that I've trusted to be on my friends list just to get me in trouble or to provide me some of the best blessings and adventures of my life. And see, it's not about we're sorry white people why. It's not about we'll fix it white people why. It's not about I'll make sure that they don't do that to you again white people why. It's not about revenge. It's simply about closing a chapter in my life. You see, if you fix everything, if you unban me from the certain channels and groups and whatnot that I was once a part of or don't even know that existed, then you are stopping me from concluding my chapter. Because when a chapter starts to get rocky and you're fighting and you're doing everything that you can, now is the good time to move on to the next one. Or otherwise, the chapter that you're currently on, you're going to stay there forever. And when you stay there in your chapter forever, you won't grow. Folks, you have to allow yourself to endure. You have to allow yourself to bleed. You have to allow yourself to be burnt. And you have to allow yourself to see part of you become a villain. It's the only way you're going to grow up. It's the only way you're going to be better. And it's the only way that you can see your own immaturity, because it's in all of us. Everyone likes to wave that, oh, you're a good person. Oh, you're a good pony. They love to wave that around. They want to put me on a pedestal as if they never seen anyone like me before. And maybe they're right, but here's the thing. I will refuse to allow you to do that to me, because what you're doing to me is that you're hurting me. You are telling me that I have to be perfect around you, that I can't make mistakes around you, that I have to walk a fine line around you, because the moment that I even bend one of the lines, if I could show you all the list of people that have actually hurt me from my past all the way to now, you will be amazed and be like, well, wait a minute. I know that person. They're well known. Wait a minute. See, that's the thing. And I said it once and I'll say it again. Success comes at a price. You want to be successful? You got to hurt some people. You got to betray some people. You got to end some friendships. That's how you get unethical, quick success. It's just like with The Weeknd. Oh, such a wonderful singer. But he could not get out of his chapter of what his exes did to him, or what he did to his exes. So what do? He makes the worst movie of 2025. He allowed his ego to get the best of him. And let me tell you something, with all of these people who treat me a certain way, their karma has already came to them. They just don't even know it. It's knocking at their door, and every time they see my face, and every time they see my name, they quiver. And you want to know why? Because they know they're wrong. And that's why I will always win. I always win because I don't pursue revenge. I no longer try to look for answers. I just let it be. Because let me tell you something. The right people will be in your life. And the ones who want to hit that type of button in your life are the ones that would have been terrible for you. They would have dragged you down. And if it was a medical emergency, they would not have had your back. They would have left you out there to die. You don't need people in your life that are too scared to communicate with you after you've known them for over 2-3 years. You don't need people in your life if they're constantly treating you like you're an afterthought. You don't need people in your life that won't even come to your damn live stream to support you. You don't need those people. You don't need people that can even donate to you in your time of need, or when your family member is in dire trouble. Let me tell you something. When you do good for others, it is of a choice. You don't have to do it. And technically, even when you do good for someone, it doesn't technically make you this amazing person, because your heart has to be in it too. And you can't expect everyone to always want to help you. And yeah, you can still call your friend, but it really just shows what would happen if you were in a situation when you're no longer your character. It's one thing to be a character, but it's another when you are your real life self, and when you find someone that you trust, and when you actually show your face, and when you actually start revealing dark things about you, and they start revealing dark things about you, and then your whole world starts to change, and then the things that you used to do, you don't do anymore, and then you start losing friends, and then you start losing part of yourself. That bad part of yourself that's been dragging you down, you didn't even realize it. And then all of a sudden, your days start to be brighter. You start to smile more wider. And then you start to just have a I don't really care attitude towards certain people. Your ability to say no will be more powerful than ever. You will care less if you don't have a lot of people on your side, just as long as you don't hurt them. You see, these models, I am happy to say goodbye to them. And if I had it my way, I would change my name. One person that is a friend of mine stated to me, and I quote, I am over the Why People Why squad. I grew out of it. They've moved on. That chapter where I was in their life when they were young and motivated them and helped them, now they're an adult. And guess what? Perhaps it is time for me to move on as well. Perhaps it is time for me to advance. And that is why I need more people, more streamers to show their true self, to ghost me, to ban me, to block me, because I want to know who had my back this entire time and who was a snake. Because the ones that blocked me and banned me, now I know those are the snakes. Those are the ones that have been tattling on me over things that have nothing to do with me. Those are the ones that I know I should never trust, no matter what my friends say. And it's a good feeling to know when someone blocks and bans you. It's a good feeling to know when you're hated. It's a good feeling because that just means that the right people that like you and actually love you are going to search for you.
Hello, Cody Rhodes. Hello.
Not once did I ever feel like I was a burden to somebody. Not once did I feel like that, oh, I'm such a terrible person. Because you want to know why? Because when you grow this thick amount of skin, it doesn't matter anymore. As you get older, time moves in a way where you could care less who hates your guts, where you could care less who wants you dead, where you could care less who despise you because you know who God is, where you could care less. You'll be able to move forward through time and do what you need to do and smile the brightest, knowing that it's just only going to get better from here. That's what happens when you find true love. That's what happens when you find your true self. And I can look at all of these fake people and tell them, thank you. Because if it wasn't for all of these fake people that I met in my life, I would have never met my one and only. I had to struggle and suffer and be hurt over and over and over again. But finally, I found her. I found her, and I'm not letting her go. She's the reason, one of the main reasons that I could have a terrible day at my job, or I could just have a terrible day in general. And then when I think of her, oh, that's how life is supposed to be. You see, people will change on you, but the one that truly loves you will stay by your side. They're going to tell you the truth. They're going to always be with you, and they're going to never abandon you. That's how true love works. That is something that is built and developed over time. And when you finally find that one person, you are going to notice that people are going to hate you because you got something that they don't have. But the difference with me when I was in that situation was I was happy for people. No, all the time I was happy. I was happy. Oh, I was happy for success, happy for this. I'm still happy. But now I'm saying, when it's my damn turn. It's my turn to get the 2-pack. It's my turn to have those muscles. It's my turn to get back in college. It's my turn to start driving. It's my turn. I have been happy for people for too long, and I still will be, and I will still root for you. But now it's my turn. My turn to get a career. My turn to have my face on TV. It's my turn now. And it's my turn to actually experience true love. But I'm not going to do this alone. I'm going to do this with those that you care about me. And I don't care what rumors are spread about me, what a person says about me. Guess what? You got to understand one thing about me. This has been happening to me my entire life. I've been lied on. I've been betrayed. I've been backstabbed ever since I was in kindergarten, ever since I was in elementary school, at the church, when I walk down the street. It has always been like this. Nothing's changed. This same old high school clique, we gotta hang with certain people. Bullshit has been going on since I was young, and it's great to see that it has not changed, even when you're a damn adult. But I refuse to be a part of that. I refuse to be a part of that system. And that's why they hate me. That's why they block me. That's why they ban me, because they're afraid of me. They're afraid of the unknown. They're too scared to get in my face and talk to me. Because they can't handle me. I'm too weird for them. I'm too strange for them. And that's why I'm better than them. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care how much success they have. That's why I will always be better than them. Bigger heart, bigger soul, better mindset. Because I am on a level that succeeds even the contentment and the values that only life on this earth can understand. Because this is something that you cannot comprehend. This is something that only true chosen individuals can see. Everyone else is going to look at you like you're a weirdo. They're going to look at you like you're strange. They're going to look at you like you're a nobody. They're going to do everything that they can in their power to destroy you. Don't you let them destroy you. Don't you let them cause you to have sleepless nights. Don't you let them stop you from doing what you need to do. And don't you dare go running after them when they apologize. You keep it moving. You have to know who you are. That's how you become better than them. That's how you become stronger than them. Take every single negative thing that a person has ever done to you and let that empower you. Forgive and move on. Let that empower you to be better, empower you to be stronger. Let all the times that you've been ghosted, all the times that they left you alone, use that alone time to better yourself. Learn a new language. Do what you need to do. Be thankful for the people that don't want to hang around you. Be thankful for the people that ghost you. Be thankful for the people that left you alone. Because the next time they see you, you look at them and say, man, you should have never left me alone. Now look what you did. You created a monster. And I am unstoppable.
Sometimes I amaze myself.
June 4th, 12 a.m. Get a good look at me. Get a good look, because I'm telling you right now, this will be the last time that you see these pony Abbeys. I am getting a new and improved one, and to those who do not understand a single word that comes out of my mouth, that doesn't understand what I went through will literally fail to see the small details. Oh, you're going to see my new Abby and think that it is the same thing. But when you look closely to my eyes, you will see that there are major changes. Not from what you see on the outside, but what you see on the inside. I am proud of this change. And I'm proud that I met someone who's helped me to get through this radical change. Set me free from certain demons that I've been fighting for years. Now when I see the word ban, now when I see the word block, now when I see unfriended, I just laugh. I laugh harder than I ever have before. Because I say, get out of my way. That's always been my attitude, but it's a lot stronger. When I see someone that I know that doesn't have my best interest, I say, get the hell out of my way. Because that's how I see them. I see them as someone who is in my way. If they're doing well already, then guess what? I'm in their way, they're in mine. So get the hell out of my way. That's my attitude. That will forever and now, and until my time comes when I'm 100, will forever be my attitude. Because I'm sick and tired. Every single time a mistake is made and then a person wants to punish me, nuh-uh, don't care. Block me, ban me, kick me, get the hell out of my way. Get mad at me, say I'm the worst thing on earth, but get the hell out of my way. That's my attitude now. Because after everything that I went through, when it came to my family member being in that hospital, it changed everything. Everything. It changed everything. So my attitude, if you're not with me, if you're not going to help me, if you're not going to, allow me to succeed, and you want to spread rumors, and you want to say that I'm the worst thing, get the hell out of my way. That is my attitude. Unfriend me, block me, do like the rest of these sellouts, ban me, but get the hell out of my way. Because I'm going somewhere whether you see it or not. It is time to say goodbye. Why, people, why? And it's time to say hello, Wilkins, with two silent Y's. That's my name. That's what I'll be. That's what I'm proud of. And nothing's going to change. I'm still a good person. I'm still the one that'll help people out. But the moment that you do what the rest of these lost, rich, super popular sellouts did to me, I am going to tell you, like I told the rest of them, get the hell out of my way. You are a distraction to me. I don't remember you. I don't want to remember you, but I wish you the best, but you are in my way. You see me as a nuisance. I see you as a nuisance. Get out my way. I'm going somewhere. I found someone that cares for me and loves me. And they are motivating me every single day to get rid of a lot of these losers in my life. The ones that use me. The ones that abandon me. The ones that lied to me. Heavens above, forgive me for calling them losers because I do still have potential in them. But in this day and age, Wilkins needs to keep moving forward. And that's exactly what I want to do. I need more people to show me who they are. No more of this fakeness. No more of this I inspire you. No more. It is time for you in the year 2025 to show me who you are. Because I'm ready. I got my future lover by my side. She's dealt with her demons. I'm still fighting mine. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're both fighting our demons. And if you are not down with that, then we got 3 words for you. Eat it. Yeah.
The edict, yeah, was just for my broski. I'm still trying to figure out the purpose of that line. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much be my promo. I'm gonna condense it, you know, or what is it? Whenever I cut my promo, I think it's either Tuesday or Friday. Yeah. And last but not least, your inner body is your best friend, and then that should be it. And then I'll show some gameplay of this Hunter x Hunter Nin X Impact. But before I get started, can the fighting game community please stop being so ungrateful? People have been asking, begging, oh, we need a Hunter x Hunter game. Oh, it'd be cool if we had a Hunter x Hunter game. And I'm playing like the game behind the scenes. You know, I get the what's it set up. And I gotta say, it's really fun. It's not the greatest fighting game of all time, but it's definitely serviceable. And the fact that they're like, oh my goodness, this game looks so cheap, it looks terrible. I'm just like, huh? Does it really? I don't know. That's the fighting game community for you.
So you mind your own business, and then all of a sudden you find someone who bans you, blocks you. Can I just say this? Because I know I said all this about be forgiving and whatnot. You are allowed to be angry. You are allowed to be.
If you're annoyed with me constantly talking about people banning and blocking you, good. You should be annoyed because it's a constant problem that goes on within the furry and brony community. I've talked about this already, but it's still a problem. This is a problem that I notice a lot. Every time I just want to go and chill, just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Someone said, "Oh, someone blocked me, someone mute me, someone this, someone this." It's obviously a problem if it keeps happening, and it's happened to me too. So I'm like, okay, people just need to call it for what it is. If it's towards people that are minding their own business and they just get caught up in it, and you just happen to be of a particular type, wink, wink, it's just like what's going on, what happened to our truth. Systematic racism and discrimination. Think about it. Think about it for a sec. Just think about it. You won't believe me at first, but as time goes by, it's going to make a whole lot more sense.
Frustrated. You are allowed to feel all of those emotions. But can I just.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, Wilkins, what's systematic racism? Of course. Systematic racism is the structural racism forms of racism that are perversely and deeply embedded in and throughout systems, laws, written or unwritten policies, entrenched practices, and established beliefs and attitudes that produce, condone, and perpetuate widespread unfair treatment of people of color. But what's systematic discrimination? I'm trying to find. Uh, I really do not like the AI definition, but I'll read it anyway. Refers to discriminatory practices that are built into the structure and process of an organization or system, lead to disadvantages for certain groups. And guess what, people? It still exists. That was the whole purpose of DEI, to eliminate that. But what happened was the wrong people got grabbed a hold of DEI and they missed the whole entire point of it. And now that system looks upon as it's being discriminatory towards everyone instead of exposing the racism and discrimination. So we're back to square one.
Stated, what you're not allowed to do is let set emotions, set emotions stop.
And don't give me this, oh no, that's not the case. That's not the case. Remember that one article that I showed you that companies, if they want to, are allowed to segregate bathrooms and businesses based on race and whatnot? Look it up. Look it up. That's why people are fighting back.
Living your life. That's what you're not allowed to do. Because by doing so, you're robbing yourself of your happiness. And do you really want to rob yourself of your own happiness? Because the fact that 5, 6, 10 people banned don't like you. You really want to destroy your relationship, destroy your dreams, destroy family, destroy friendships because they're associated with said people. I'm going to tell you the cold hard truth. And this truth is going to hit you harder than anything else. Relationships don't just revolve around you. They revolve around everyone that you're associated with. And who you associate yourself with determines how far you go in this life. Pretty common math, right? Well, let me break it down for you. Or make it easier. If you associate with someone that simply does not like you to begin with, but that person that you associate with is friends with someone that likes you, but also doesn't like you, that equals failing. So when someone blocks and bans you, and you've done nothing wrong, or if you did do something wrong, you apologized, and guess what? You win.
You win.
But the moment you go after them, try to tell them,
The moment you go after them, the moment you start making videos about them, the moment you start telling your friends to block them, the moment you start telling your friends to avoid them, you lose.
tell them what for, try to get your revenge, you lose. People take time to grow up. They take time to mature. They take time to realize what they've done. You can't simply always be that person that has to show them what for. You want to know what reminded me of this? Life. And a TV show known as The Boys. Billy Butcher is one of my favorite characters. He pretty much represented how I've been feeling over the past couple of years, ever since I lost my good friend and my grandma and my grandpa. I was feeling anguish, frustration, anger, and I was getting tired. Streaming didn't feel the same anymore. Playing games just didn't, suffice enough. And I started to see my friends with lovers. And I would hope and pray that they all worked out. Some of them did, so that would make me frustrated. And then some did, which I was happy for. And then some of those people who like to do certain things behind closed doors love to violate that one boundary of mine. After I specifically told them over and over again that if you are dating somebody or married to someone, don't bother. Oh, but they didn't care. They did it and left me feeling empty, temporarily satisfied. to the point where I just get up and just mind my own business. So what happens? All of a sudden, I go to someone's stream, banned, blocked, kicked. Me, I don't care. Especially when the ban reason is none, which means they got nothing else better to do with their life. So I win. But for others that take it really personally, that actually start to feel depressed and sad, those are the ones that I go after and ask, hey, what happened? You okay? So many of my friends, they will come to me and tell me, this person blocked, this person banned me. And I look at them and I tell them, good. And the reason why I reply with good is because, think about it. If they blocked and banned you, you did nothing wrong, or you apologize, and they still want to hold their chest up high, like they did something so big and grand, like they eliminated someone that's a terrible individual in their eyes, that says a lot about them. They showed you who they are. They showed you that they're immature and they have a lot of growing up to do. That person that has some level of toxicity that you can't handle is now removed from your life. Why in the world would you be sad about someone who blocked and banned you that you knew in your heart was never good for you?
I never understood this about people in general. How they would literally cry over someone that never cared about them. But they barely would do the same thing for someone that does care about them. Treat them like they're gold, but treat the ones who care for you like utter complete garbage. I don't understand that, but I think I have some answers as to why. Maybe number one, the people that care about you were so overbearing to the point that you just never had your space, and maybe that's why you have that type of resentment. Versus when you see someone that doesn't care for you and you cry for them, maybe it's a way of empathy of saying, "Man, I wish you were a better person," but you know they're a piece of trash individual. I don't know. It could be a multitude. It could be one of those reasons. Another reason that I can think of is maybe that the one that cares and loves for you probably didn't, give you what is it that you truly desire versus the one that did treat you like trash did. And that's why you have some form of level of respect for them for some odd reason. All I can say is to those type of people, get a grip. It needs to be in reverse. People treat you like trash, you leave them alone. People treat you well, you stick with them. It's really should be simple. But then again, if you are someone who's been in an abusive, home or had an abusive childhood, dealt with trauma and whatnot, or just have some type of individualistic way of thinking that led to a mental disorder, that's something that you were born with or it has developed over time, then it's understandable as to why you think this way. But I'm telling you right now, in this day and age, if you find good people, you need to stick with them. And the rest of these folks, acquaintance, constituent, and nothing more, nothing less. I'll never forget the one thing that I said to one individual that I no longer associate with, but somehow they still associate with me when they find me. And this is what I always tell them. You see all these friends on my friends list? Let me give you some math. I would say out of all of them, 90% of them are acquaintances, 95% of them are constituents, 10% are friends, 5% I would consider best friends, and only 1% would be considered, what is it, my true friends. And then, of course, there's the 40% that are just those that I'm just getting to know. Now, why in the world would I say 95% are acquaintance and constituents? Because it's easier to go that route than to constantly lie to yourself and say, oh, this is my homie, this is my friend. Now, we can do the math. The numbers out of 2,000 are pretty high when it comes to acquaintances and constituents because that's how you're supposed to start. You're not supposed to start off with, oh, we're friends, we're homies. They go up a level bracket. It's just like when you learn a martial art. They go up, a level up bracket.
You master this, okay, you go from a white belt to an orange belt to yellow belt. Now, if of course if it's karate, then it's white, yellow, then orange. But taekwondo, it's white, orange, and yellow. I don't know why, but whatever. But anyway, it's the same ordeal. You master a level, you pass some tests, then you move on to the next one. You pass a level, you go do some tests, then you go on to the next level. It should never be, oh, you're my homie for life. Nah, unless they warrant that type of respect where it's like, oh, I don't know, they saved your life, or they've shown and proven to you that they'll have your back after like a month or so. Then you can take that risk. I remember I took that risk with one or two people, maybe a few, and I didn't regret it, and we're still friends. The rest are acquaintances and constituents. And let me explain to you why. Because first impressions are everything. When I go on VR chat, I read people's bios, okay? And I always tell myself, and I always say this, gee, I wonder how long this is gonna last. So when they unfriend me after like a week or so, I just start laughing because I'm like, yeah, I already knew that was gonna happen. And it's not just with VR chats, it's in real life. Oh, okay, I'm gonna give this person my number, see how this goes. Let's see if they start using me. Let's see if they start asking me for stuff, asking me for money. And when I start seeing those signs, I'm like, okay, I already know. It just comes at a point in time where you see all these examples of people warning folks about certain people and everything. That this is why a lot of people are growing apathetic towards certain individuals. And I know some people say, well, there's tons of videos about this. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. But what you don't understand is it was a process to make that video, wasn't it? It was a process for you to learn that lesson, wasn't it? You had to go through a lot of pain. Maybe the people who hurt you didn't go through enough pain. They didn't go through that process. So, of course, they're not going to fully understand what you're saying. Does that make sense? I mean, it makes sense to me. You can't get mad at someone just because they don't fully understand, especially to a child or a teenager. They have to learn. And once they're done, you know, repeating the same lessons, they'll stop and they'll want to level up. Friendships should always be on multiple levels. Acquaintance. Sorry, constituent. Then acquaintance. Then goes from acquaintance to friend. Best friend. Best friend forever. Best friend for life. Or you can be more cynical and say acquaintance. Or part acquaintance. Acquaintance. Part constituent. Constituent. Friend. You know. Friend, but certain conditions. It's work, it's a process, but if you want the relationship to function, you have to go through the ladder. Or you're going to always be hurt, always feel betrayed, and always be frustrated. One person said it best themselves, and they're one of my friends, well, acquaintances, on a VR chat. And this is what they said in their status, and I'll never forget it. VTubers are not your friends. They said that loud and clear in their status. I don't know what happened to this person. I remember when I met them, they were all for the VTubers, they were all for streamers, they were all for that. But they put that in their status, and I wanted to check on them, but something told me leave them alone. Just leave them alone. They've had enough. Just leave them alone. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna leave them the HE double hockey sticks alone. Ah, screw it. I already said damn and hell. I'm gonna leave them the hell alone because that's the best thing to do. It's just that. Leave them alone. Just leave them the heck alone. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I did. So, but anyway, continue.
It's you have to feel some insurmountable amount of joy, you know, because when you think about it, that person is gone. You don't have to deal with them. You don't have to deal with their drama. You don't have to deal with their nonsense. You don't have to deal.
What would you rather deal with? Some unknown who blocked, banned, and whatever because of some rumor, but yet it's never brought up again? Or would you rather someone constantly, torture you and literally harass you? Honestly, I'd rather deal with the first option. Better for them to just make their decision, move on. They made their decision, moved on. Now you have to move on. But the moment they start getting in your face, now it's fair game. You can say whatever you want to them because guess what? They're nothing to you. Just choose your words wisely.
Their behavior. You're free. Don't you know what it means to be free? It means that you are one with yourself. You don't have to deal with other people's inconsiderate, nonsense. You, yes, you are free. When someone bans and blocks you, you did nothing wrong. You're free. Don't worry about it. Don't even think about it. If you see them, don't even acknowledge them. Wish them the best in their life and their success and move on. You don't have to be associated with everyone because not everyone can be associated with. Focus on you. Continue to exercise and work out. Eat right. Enjoy this.
I annoy a lot of my friends when I say this line: exercise, eat right. Exercise, eat right. Exercise, eat right. And I don't understand how that particular line can annoy people or make them angry when doctors tell us to do this every time we get a physical. They get on us. They say, you're not exercising enough. You're not doing this enough. You need to lose more weight. You need to gain more weight. But when the doctor says it, oh my goodness, you are so right. I should get on that right away. But when your friend says it to you, when your mother, your father, or whoever says it to you, attitude, attitude. I mean, that's just kind of strange to me because, like, you're getting upset over the fact that someone's trying to help you so you can live a better, long lasting life, but yet you get upset because the fact that that person's not a doctor or whatnot, that they're trying to tell you what to do. It just blows my mind when the same amount of advice that I give people is from books. It's from what I've learned just from readings, from articles, from experts. But I guess because I don't share the same title, then that constitutes someone getting angry at me. Versus if I have set titles and whatnot, then they'll just listen. Oh, because of credibility. No, it's just because you're ignorant.
Beautiful world that we live in because not everything is meant for you. You could, quote unquote, be unbanned from this person and find out that they're an awful individual.
True story. I remember many times where I got unbanned or unblocked from people just to find out that they're horrible human beings IRL. So yeah, that's fun.
That they have habits that are beyond your comprehension and that they treat their community in secret like garbage. But yet here you are trying to fight just to prove a point to get unbanned when the heavens was trying to prevent you from something, spare you from something. And it doesn't make sense, but as you get older, it will make sense. Slowly but surely, those that you once called your friends will be tested to see if they are your friends. So, to the ones that truly care about you, it will show. And to the others that don't, you have a right. Block them, ban them, kick them. That's it. And if that person can't give you an explanation, if you do happen to confront them, you win. You'll make them look like a fool in front of their friends, and you can walk away.
I've done that recently. It's so annoying and so obnoxious when folks want to act as if they didn't know what they're doing. When you deal with people like that, take it from me. Walk away and don't ever look back.
The victor. You can walk away victorious. You know, it's kind of ironic. It really is. That people spend so much energy and their time getting mad at people, getting mad at themselves, when they could be doing something productive. Always remember that there is always something that you can do. Your body yearns for attention. Your brain needs knowledge and something, that can keep itself busy so it doesn't race. And your emotions need to be stabilized. What is the first thing that doctors always recommend for us to do? Get up, say your grace and thanks, stretch, do a little.
Seriously, look it up. I tell people this all the time when they look at me as if I don't know what I'm talking about. And I love saying this line in my streams because I deal with way too many people that look at me and say, I don't know what I'm talking about. But when I show them an article, they won't read it. They will not take the time to read the article that I literally spent 5 minutes to go over. It's right there, backed up by science, backed up by logic. But yet, this just shows you that people will do whatever they want to do because they can.
Exercise, work out, eat. This is something that should be done every single day. What we have learned to do is get up, stretch, barely exercise, eat, and then we wonder why our bodies are out of whack. While we can barely lift certain objects. Because something is amiss. We're worried about what others on social media are saying when we should be focused on what our body is saying. And our bodies are saying, I'm hungry. Our bodies are saying, lift that weight. Our bodies are saying, I need to, learn something. Pay attention to our body. Your body will show you you're neglecting me. You're not paying attention to me. If you're tired, your body's telling you you stayed up too late. But no, you're focused on who banned you. You're focused on who blocked you. You're focused on someone who doesn't even know who you are. That's the best part. If you meet someone and they did that to you, and you don't even know them, you automatically win. You automatically win. Just move on. You don't need to find them. You don't need to make amends. Just walk on. 8 billion people, folks. 8 billion people. And you let 10 or 20 get the best of you? 1, 5, 6, 2 get the best of you?
I'm not going to state any names, but I do recall a friend of mine stating that he was friends with someone for a while, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, um, he found out that he was unfriended, by someone. All I can say is nothing. You want to know why I can say nothing? It is because the answer as to why this happened is right in front of you. People change. People pretty much just decide to themselves, I don't want these type of people in my life anymore. And it's not always just the fact of, oh, I did something wrong. Maybe that individual is just going through so much that they know who they want to hang out with. Does it make it right? No. But, at the same time, you got to respect the decision. I mean, if they have nothing against you and they just did it, then that's even better. That's what you have to focus on. Don't you realize that the less friends you have, the better? Let me say it one more time. The less friends that you have, the better. Not everyone needs to be your friend, okay? I'm in the brony community, and there's all these cool bronies and whatnot, but oh my goodness, it's always best to just stay as an acquaintance. I love when I go into certain groups and people act as if they don't remember me, they don't know me. It's hilarious to me. They know who I am. They know what I represent. They know this, but they act as if they don't see me. And to those people, all I can say is good. They are making your life a whole lot easier. You gotta understand something. The less people you have in your circle, the better. Because it's better to have a small team of of loyal, individuals than to have a large team of people who don't have you in your best interest. I tell people when it comes to a community, you start off small, build a team so that way you can separate yourself from those who are true to you to those who are just fans. Why do you think Kendrick Lamar in the song keeps talking about you're a fan, you're a fan, you're a fan? In other words, that's all you are. You're just a fan. Cena said a line too that was really deep, where he says that all you do is sit on your ass and watch me become great. When you really think about it, and I can see why people are kind of disappointed with this heel turn, Cena is being an anti hero. He's just a lost soul who's just fed up with the disrespect from the fans, which we've all been there before, where we get fed up with lack of support and whatnot, especially when you do nothing but help people. So I get it. Every good person's went through that, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you know, it's just like it comes to a point where, you just have to be more responsible and careful of you personally, because if not, then, well, you're just hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself in the end because you deceive and believe to yourself that, oh, this person's my back and whatnot. So, again, it's just all based on you and how much attention you want to give this person. And literally, I have plurality tips. And one of my tips, right, that I may showcase in a stream one day, where I pretty much state that if you meet someone that you have ill intentions of, or just don't think highly of anymore, walk away from them. If they get in your face and they're drunk or whatever, unfortunately, you can simply just walk away. When you're dealing with someone who is intoxicated, whether it be IRL or VR, you can walk away. Speak slowly and walk away. If they get in your face, just get away from them. Again, they're intoxicated. What are they going to do to you? What are they going to do to you if they're intoxicated? They're not going to do anything. You just have to get out of their way. It's really simple. Just get out of their way and do not talk to them while you're facing them. Talk to them from behind, not face to face, because they can't see you anyway. They can hear you, but they can't. They barely can see you. I mean, that is if they're like completely, plastered.
You let your exes get the best of you? You let your abusive family get the best of you? 8 billion people? You got one version of you and only you?
Listen, I understand that dealing with trauma and everything is a process and it takes time, but it also comes to a point where you have to ask yourself, how long am I going to let this bother me? I talk to people about this all the time when they, want to, discuss to me about their issues or tribulations, and I tell them, I give them tips and I always ask them, how long do you want to feel this way? How long do you want this person to rule over your life that badly? And they get quiet every single time. The reason why I confront them that way, because they got to ask themselves, how much power do I truly want to give to this one person? And if the answer is 0, then I need to act like it. Otherwise, it's just only going to get worse and worse and worse.
That you need to, that you owe to yourself to work on, to improve, to better, but you concerned about those people? That's kind of pathetic. I woke up and I saw a similar name and I started to feel something, and that's when I had to realize, no, who cares? I'm happy for them. Yeah, they treat me like dirt, but I'm happy for them. That's a sign of maturity, and that's a sign of just someone that just wants to live their life. With everything that this life has to offer, you're telling me that that one individual that screwed you over, that caused you trauma, is worth it? No, they're not. You're worth it. You owe it to yourself to get on that treadmill, to jog, to enjoy the finest of meals, to learn how to cook, to learn a new language day by day, to clean your house, to take care of yourself, to show love to your pet, to honor the heavens, You owe it to yourself. You hear me? Owe it to you to love you, to care for you. This is not arrogance. This is not someone that's just like, oh, I'm just so better than everybody. No, this is called self-care. Live this life understanding that not everybody's going to like you. That's one of my favorite lines from Kendrick Lamar's latest songs. Rules. Understanding not everybody's going to like you is a quote that floats around in my head. It's something that I could literally wear on a t-shirt and walk around because it's so true. Kids need to be taught at a very young age. It is okay if people don't like you, but they will and must respect you. You don't have to like it because not everyone is going to see the promised land. That's what a pastor taught me years ago. And I start to laugh. When you think about it that way, why even focus on these people? Why even worry about what they say? You know what I'm saying? So the next time someone blocks, bans, and kicks you, or, bars you, make your amends, apologize, and if it still doesn't work, move on. Look at what you need to do. Don't let them win. They win if you keep talking about them. They win if you allow your health to deteriorate because of them. They win if you quit.
It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, just start talking about it. No, it's not easy, especially if that person is associated with your actual IRL friends or streamer friends. I know that pain. I know how that feels. You get a sense of betrayal. You get a sense of, wow, that's how they feel. But here's the thing, though. You have to let them learn. Don't try to stop them. If they are supporting the one person who screwed you over so badly, it's okay. I mean, it's not really okay, but it's okay. Especially if you already established a powerful relationship with that one person. Okay? You have to understand that you have to let people choose and make whatever decisions that they want. If you had a bad or a terrible experience with set person or streamer, don't bring it up to your friends that are associated with them. You have to let them learn, see for themselves. Let them come to you and tell you that all of a sudden they got blocked and banned by the same person because of a mistake they made. And then that's when you choose to either say, I'm sorry that happened, or you could say, yes, this happened to me too, but I have no ill will towards them. When you say stuff like that, you're helping them to grow to calm down because people like that, they'll try to seek revenge and everything. But when you tell them, yes, this happened to me many years ago, but I have no ill will towards them, and I wish them the best in their future endeavors and whatnot, that's a sign of maturity. And that's something that doesn't happen overnight. That's something that develops over time. When it happens to you so many times, that's pretty much your only response. And they won't know what to do with you when you say stuff like that. Anyway, continue.
But you win when you act as if
One more thing. You have every right to be mad at people, frustrated people, and say the darnest things about them. But ask yourself this: how much time are they worth? How much of your time within the 24 hours are they worth? When you ask yourself that, you'll stop.
nothing happened. Even after you've done everything you need to do. Stand up tall. Walk straight. And learn to walk past those people. Who knows? They may try looking for you and try to make amends. Forgive them, but set the boundary. We will stay constituents and strangers. It will send them the message. You had your chance. It's gone. Don't let people walk over you like that. Stand tall who you are and have fun. Every day is meant to be enjoyed. It is not to pretty much allow yourself to be, constantly keep thinking about the past, thinking about what that person did to you, thinking about the trauma. That is hell. To constantly keep thinking about what others did to you when you need to focus on what the heavens have provided for you at this moment. That right there is true beauty. That right there is true self love. That right there shows you that you not only value time, but you value yourself. You need to live life where you do see the name, or you do see a picture. It doesn't affect you because you know how to move on. Practice stoicism. Practice self-care. Practice due diligence. Practice mannerisms. Practice being on a routine. As the old saying goes, is there something you don't like about yourself? Change it.
And here's another thing that people have to understand as to why it is a good thing that not everyone's your friend. You want someone that is going to work with you. If they see that you falter in something, they're going to point it out and help you. Anyone else that just doesn't care about your well being, doesn't care how much sleep you're getting, but only wants what they want, seriously, reevaluate your friendship. If people are only hanging around you because there's a certain reason about you or because you're a certain character, reevaluate that friendship. If there's a certain someone that you know you can't go to when you are hurting, reevaluate the friendship or downgrade it.
Know that it's going to be hard. Hopefully, this piece of advice helps you and it helps me in the future. Remind yourself that you're frustrated, get on that treadmill. You're tired, go take a nap. You feeling woozy, hydrate, go eat. Your body is your biggest communicator. So why would you neglect it? It's your best friend. We talk about we need friends, but our best friend is our body. But yet we neglect our best friend because of a person banning us, blocking us, a person not liking us. But yet our best friend, which is the body, is looking at us like, don't worry about them. You got me. Focus on me. And the good people in your life will come to you. That's how you got to look at life. That's how you got to look at, trying to better yourself, reinvent you. You got to look at your body as your best friend. Why is it that people don't want to hang with you as much or yada, yada, yada? Well, look at how you treat your body. And if you're not treating your body right, then people don't have to treat you right. Treat yourself like royalty, and people will treat you like royalty. That's just how it works. And to people that just simply don't want to be bothered with you and they leave you and you've done nothing wrong, it is their right. They can come and go as they please. It will hurt. You may ask yourself and wonder why. It's better that way. Because we don't know the plan that the heavens have for them. So why get in their way? Does that make sense? Never forget about the triangle of life. Your physical, your mental, and your emotional. What about the spiritual? That's in the middle. We're just focusing on those three. Remember what I said before. If one of those is out of whack, there goes you. Love yourself a little bit more. Treasure yourself a little bit more. And the more you do that, the more you're going to love others, help others, and you're going to do it in such a way where you're not going to expect anything. You're just going to keep it moving and help the next person, the next person. Be bigger than the people who treated you wrong.
Oh, but Wilkins, it hurts. I can't. I know. So you have to just look at yourself in the mirror. Again, they're just people. And when you realize that, it won't hurt as much. Folks, learn to downgrade some friendships. If you have given someone too much of a high status already, downgrade them. I think we need to start bringing that back in video games. Downgrading, where if you lose so many times, you're downgraded. That will motivate people to literally like try harder to be better. There is nothing wrong with being downgraded, especially when you are someone that's lost your mind, like Kanye West. Let's just be real. He already knows it. This isn't defamatory, it's just true. I mean, look at what he's tweeting about. His latest song. That's someone who's lost his mind. But he'll get back, he'll get back to his old self. It's just gonna take some time. Downgrade some relationships that you have and upgrade the ones that are necessary, right? You want your relationships to be upgraded, but sometimes you have to downgrade it. What I mean by downgrade is set more boundaries. If you're dealing with someone who is just a certain way to you and you've done nothing wrong to them, downgrade the relationship. Just downgrade it a bit. And they'll get the message. And if they don't get the message, then that shows you how much they actually care about you, which is barely little. Are there any questions? Hmm. Let's do one more end of why promo.
Tick, tock, tock, tick. Before I officially begin my 4-year celebration of being a pony tuber, VTuber, streamer, and whatever have you, and before I make some announcements, we have to first assess the situation at hand. And that is that my pony model has cost me a lot of good, but it's also cost me a lot of turmoil. Seen a lot of things, dealt with a lot of circumstances. It's been hurt, it's been betrayed, it's been used. And it was never looked upon as the envisionment of what I thought that white people why would be. You see, nobody truly understands why people why the pony. They don't understand the goal, the mindset, or pretty much anything. They just see a cute little pony, take advantage of it, and that's that. Oh, don't get me wrong. There's a select few that that pony was able to help and was able to encourage. But what happens as time goes by? The pony was easily being forgotten. So I had to think to myself because I knew that this experiment of mine for social media has been come to a close. 10 years of experimenting with social media. And I would say that this is possibly one of the hardest chapters that I will ever have to write. in the future. Not only is there suspense and not only is there a lot of turmoil, but yet a lot of blessings. But as we keep turning the pages, we see many faces of why. Struggling to continue to find that version of himself that would just fit for that category. The category of being amongst some of the all-time greats. A path that Wilkins himself had to pretty much look upon and ask, is this even worth my time? On June the 5th at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, there will be two versions of the pony that will be officially gone forever, deleted, erased, never to be remembered again. For those of you that have known me as Why People Why, you may continue to do so. But to those, once again, I repeat myself, who are new, you will and you shall only call me Wilkins. I know some folks like to nickname me and all that, and that's fine. Some people will call me Y, but I will mostly only respond to Wilkins. You see, Wilkins' name is spelled differently because it has two silent Y's. Others like to spell the name as Wilguens. No. And as much as I personally would love to change my name on VRChat and whatnot, it is far too late for myself as the pony. The choices I made, the sacrifices that were done, and to those that this pony has either helped and rarely hurt, he must live with this forever. But he doesn't have to live with it alone. Because in the coming future, he won't be single anymore. The test dates will pretty much be remembered, loved, and cherished. But it's when we get to the real deal that matters. You see, what happens in VR stays in VR. But when it transitions to real life, then it starts to get serious. I look back at all the fan art of Why People Why. Look back at all the collabs. I look back at everything. And I ask myself, could I have done better? The answer will always be yes. But do I regret what happened? The answer is no. Because in order for me to advance and improve upon myself, I have to kill what should have been decimated a year ago. We all know what happened during the election results, and we all simply had no choice but to respect said results. And that's when I decided to come up with my own chapter, The End of Why. Simply put, the end of why culminates to me, IRL, in VR on social media and whatnot, going through some of the best moments, but some of the worst moments, shocking moments that will elevate and improve Wilkins as Why People Why on June 5th becomes a thing of the past. You have to understand something. To you all, these little changes are minor, but to me, they are a big revelation. It is a huge message. And it is time for Wilkins to finally have some amazing, decisive chapters. So while there may have been amazing moments with Why People Why, and it is just like what the great and legendary CM Punk has said, just like he's not afraid of the coming days when it comes to his wrestling career being the end of Punk, I am not afraid of a new chapter and for it to be the end of Why.
2 hours and 2 minutes. That should be good enough. And thank you all so much for stopping by or lurking. Hope you enjoyed my little voice recordings and my discussions. Hopefully, you learned some from it. Continue the reinvention process. A new quote will be coming soon on June 5th on the day of virality. You may or may not see me there. In addition to that, I bid you all a happy Pride Month and virality.